Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Dr. Ngozi Onoha. Welcome to Health for Naija. Here I bring you incredible health-related content that appeals to Nigerians in the diaspora and globally, and people everywhere. So today I have a very special guest. His name is Dr. Julius Oni. Join me in welcoming Dr. Julius Oni. He's an orthopedic surgeon who is starting an incredible fellowship in orthopedic surgery. This is going to be taking place in Nigeria. So we're very happy to have him here. He's going to talk about his program. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to folks on your platform. Dr. Ono, I really appreciate you.
So you've done incredible things in the States.
Thank you.
You've decided to transfer that technology to Nigeria. So you are going to be building a pipeline of orthopedic surgeons that specialize in joint replacement. So tell me why this work is so important to you.
Thank you. How much longer do we have? Because I could talk about this all day, but I'll try to keep it short. My journey towards becoming a doctor really started when I was an undergrad. Even though my father was a general practitioner and I grew up around medicine, I never really thought that I was going to be a doctor, in the sense that I wasn't sure that I wanted to live the same life I saw my father live. In the sense that he was very busy, he was always, with patients and things of that nature. But when I was in undergrad, I had this affinity for biological sciences, for taking care of people, I just love the human physiology and the whole idea of fixing pathology, So it just made sense. And I tried every other thing. I tried my hands, anthropology, music, things like that. I failed miserably at those things. So it just felt like it was natural for me to go into biological sciences. So instead of going the research route, I went the medical route, because I love people and I like enjoying hanging out with people and talking to people. So when I was in medical school, I thought I wanted to be a cardiovascular surgeon, but an incident occurred during my third year where I was speaking to my father, and he told me about the fact that my paternal grandmother, his mother, had end-stage knee arthritis, and there was no one at that point to take care of her because she needed knee replacements. And this was in 2006. I was shocked. It's like, how is that possible in a country of 200 million people that there will be no one to take care of her? And so that kind of started as a cascade of events that ultimately led me to do orthopedic surgery, switch from my interest in cardiovascular surgery to orthopedic surgery. So once I went through orthopedic surgery training, that just kind of confirmed it for me, because during that training, I really realized that I loved joint replacements. I loved the ability to see someone who was significantly debilitated, who was in a lot of pain, who was lost a lot of functionality, and alleviate that pain, restore their functionality, and improve their quality of lives. So that really inspired me to pursue joint replacements with all of my heart. And once I started practice, I've been in practice now going into my 12th year. Once I started practice, I started to go back to Nigeria to try to, unfortunately, my grandma died during my training, so I never really got to take care of her. But I got to take care of a lot of other people's grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunties, fathers, mothers. And I've been going back and forth to Nigeria for a good number of at least 10 years now. And I've gotten to at least contribute in some ways to improving the delivery of care there. But it's always been difficult for me to realize that I didn't feel like I was moving the needle quickly enough. It's when you're just going in once or twice or three times a year, or even four times a year, there's only so much you can do. And there's only so much you can do with training, with education, with even delivering service to patients. And even though joint replacements as a specialty has improved significantly in that time in Nigeria, and there are more and more practitioners that are offering good surgeries to people, there's still a long way to go for us to get to a place where joint replacement is the access to orthopedic surgery in general, even elective surgery in general, is democratized for the common person in Nigeria. So, in the U.S. over the last 11 years, I've had some measure of success. I became the Joint Replacement Fellowship Director at Johns Hopkins. I have a pretty busy practice. Also I became an associate professor of orthopedic surgery, pretty busy academic surgery practice. Published quite a bit, present nationally. I even do some. I started the Global Orthopaedics at Johns Hopkins initiative, and do some work in the Middle East and Africa, and in the U.S. So I've gotten to like do quite a bit, but the turning point for me was about 3 years ago or so. I was lucky enough to dabble a little bit into business several years ago, where I started a multifamily private equity firm and had some success, and somewhat started to feel to realize that I didn't necessarily have to depend on my medical income for feeding my family and things of that nature. So I started to ask myself, how do I really want to create impact? What do I really want to do? Do I just want to continue to go up the typical professorial ladder and like do the typical, be a podium speaker, be nationally recognized, internationally recognized for joint replacements, which is great, and I think it's commendable. But or do I really want to, do other things? And in that time, it became clear to me that my vision was to improve access to musculoskeletal care in low to middle income countries. So I would say underserved countries. I'm starting with Nigeria, where I was born and raised. So once that vision got clear, then I was like, okay, I got to start working towards it. So from that point on, I started to kind of put a timeline on it and say, you know what, at some point, there's never going to be a perfect time. But at some point, I'm going to take some time and go on ground, and no matter how difficult it is, we'll give it a shot and try our best to make a difference in the country. And that's really the road that led me here today. So this year, I just felt a significant conviction to move forward with the decision, and it just felt like the right time. And interestingly, the response and the love and support that I've gotten from my announcement video has just been incredibly overwhelming. In my wildest dream, I think that I never thought that that was going to get that type of feedback or response. I just thought I was doing a video for my LinkedIn followers, but I guess it just resonated with people. And interestingly, what really has confirmed that conviction for me is I've had at least, I would say dozens of doctors from all over the world, not just the US, talking about Australia, UK, Canada, all over, saying, we are watching. We also want to come back home. We really just watching to see how you do, how things work out for you. Please just, figure out a way to allow it to be easier for us to also come back. So it just confirmed to me that, oh, wow, I'm not just doing this for the patients. I'm not just doing it for the Nigerian patients who I believe deserve high quality care. We are doing this for, this may actually have end up having some type of domino effect in the most positive way, where not just orthopedic surgeons, but people from different other specialties are coming back to do work. And at this point in the life of Nigerian healthcare, there's no room for competition. We just need to all collaborate, not just within specialties, but across specialties in multidisciplinary ways. And I just hope to contribute my quota I certainly can't do it alone. And a lot of people have gone before me and have moved the needle to this point. My hope is just to contribute my quota to move the needle a little further, hopefully make it easier for the next generation coming behind us to take it to the next level too. But I'm certainly going to do my best and give it my best shot. But I am fully committed to this. I'm burning the boats and and if anyone that knows me well knows that I don't do anything I've baked. I go full throttle and pull my haul into it, and this is no exception.
That's an incredible story that you've just shared. And I really have to commend you on this, what we call massive action. It's quite a huge step to pack up and say you're moving back to Nigeria. It is huge. And definitely the impact of the work that you're going to do is going to be phenomenal, because lots of people who go out for their medical care and their knee replacements and hip replacements, they're now going to stay in-house because of your expertise and the fact that you're willing to share your knowledge, and you've decided to grow a fellowship. So you said to me earlier on that you already have 2 doctors who are ready for this training. And what you need from us is just a little bit of support, for which on the description of this video, I'm going to put the links for your GoFundMe, because just a little bit of support will help these 2 doctors get trained. And, you're going to build this pipeline of orthopedic specialists in Nigeria. And this is huge. So tell me a little bit about growing up in Nigeria. And then also you mentioned to me that you came to the States at 17 to go to college. So tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, I was born and raised in Nigeria, specifically Ikare Akoko, in Ondo State, and my father's from Ileoluji, Ondo State, and my mom is from Ile-Ife, Osun State. So, I mean, I loved my formative years in Nigeria, and I just loved the community feel of it. I love the people. I think we are super special people, and our beauty is best exemplified by our diversity. I mean, there's like so many different people interacting in relatively peaceful ways, and just doing incredible things. And when you see what we do, when we are put in environments that foster our potential and that helps us maximize our potential, then yeah, I mean, you definitely know that Nigerians are special people. And so for me, there's no place like home. That badge of honor is always there, and that's part of what's driving some of my decision right now. But then when I came to the US, it was also great. I mean, most of my social construction at this point has been in the US. I've lived more years in the US now than in Nigeria. And I'm very thankful to US as my second home for welcoming me and giving me the opportunity to grow into the person I am today. But the beauty of it is we're going to take some of the skills that we've been able to acquire over the years and take it back home. And just a point of correction, there are already orthopedic surgeons in Nigeria. There are already orthopedic surgery residencies. What does not exist right now in a significant formal way is an orthopedic surgery joint replacement fellowship, right? So that's probably like it's the innovation that we're bringing in. But we not just, and the reason why this is important is the fellowship year really allows the orthopedic surgeon to just focus on one subspecialty of orthopedic surgery and get really, really good at it, so that they could really be able to deliver high quality joint replacements to the populace, And for me, it was important to make sure that in that year, those orthopedic surgeons that are coming to join the training program don't have anything to worry about. They don't have to worry about their accommodations or feeding their families or anything like that. So that's why we raised in about $100,000 to cover everything from their accommodations to their salaries to their miscellaneous costs like CME, continuous medical education costs, maybe even travel to present in international conferences and things of that nature. Because a portion of this is also going to be research. I think it's going to be important for us to start looking at the data that we are collating, maybe previous data or retrospective data, looking at what's been done so far, but also start collecting data prospectively. I think it's going to be important to be able to represent Nigerian orthopedics on the world stage so that people can start to respect what we bring to the world stage. Thankfully, this is something that I have had a little bit of experience with over the years, and so my hope is to be able to lend some of the what I've been able to do so far to our community, and hopefully collaborate with my colleagues on ground to do some incredible work in the near future.
Okay, so yes, there is orthopedic residency in Nigeria. Yes,
Yeah.
there is. There is. But you are bringing the fellowship for
yeah.
the joint replacement. Okay,
Absolutely.
fantastic. And so what is interesting is that we hear about brain drain, so people leaving the shores of Nigeria. And so you are going back to add, so you are the brain gain. So,
Yeah.
and that is not very common because by the time you're out and you're used to the comfort, you know, the creature comforts, the constant electricity, for instance, constant running water.
Yeah.
So you're used to those facilities. It's very hard to go back and adapt to that environment that doesn't give you constant the creature comforts. So I think you going back is huge. And I think that's why in the last few days, when you made your announcement on LinkedIn, which is where I saw it, reached out to you, I think it gained so much interest because I think a lot of people would really desire to go back and add value to their communities. But when they think of those little comfort issues, lack of electricity, basic things, it really turns people off from going back. So I have to commend you. And I really hope that people support you in this goal that you've set. It's huge. It's phenomenal. And it has the capacity to grow into something where you're not just training Nigerian doctors, but you're training doctors from other African countries, because I know Nigeria is also a destination for medical tourism, people coming from, you know, places like Ghana or even Ivory Coast and, you know, other countries in Africa that don't have the specialists. So they come into Nigeria for medical care. So tell me, I know you said your dad trained as a doctor and your mom is a teacher. Tell me what that influence was on you growing up.
I mean, both my parents are my heroes. You know, they're like just incredible people. I couldn't be luckier to have better parents than that. I mean, they're just incredible people. My father is a doctor, and I just watched him work so hard and take care of his patients with a lot of passion growing up. And my mother was just an incredible educator. She was the also, I think I get my business acumen from her because she's just like a powerhouse. And you know, she started a school, a high school, secondary school, and did incredibly well with that. A lot of the graduates of that school are like all over the world doing incredible things right now. So and they were just people of integrity. They really instilled in me the importance of looking first on how to create value, you know, and you know, money is good, you know, the creative comforts that you just talked about are great, but well, you know, what's the purpose of a life if you just enjoying yourself and millions of people are suffering in a place that you know very, very dearly. I mean, I was just lucky. It's just like that I was born into the family that I was born into, that I got the opportunities that I did. There were way smarter people than me that I grew up with that never got those opportunities, and so. And so for me to have all of these opportunities and be able to achieve some of the things that I've been able to achieve in the US, and then just continue to enjoy it. I don't know, some part of that does not sit well with me. So yeah, it was a difficult decision to 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 say, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave all of this comfort, leave my our dream house, and leave a pretty cush lifestyle, and go into to Nigeria to do this. But at the same time, it's been the most invigorating thing for me so far. I've just, just the moment I made the decision and I started to put things in place to make it happen, I was at peace. I was very much at peace.
Right.
And we just have to be the change we wish to see in the world. I strongly believe that. And we need to start taking action. Like it's good to, if I'm complaining that, oh, things are bad, healthcare is bad, this is bad, and this is, and I'm not doing anything about it, then I'm no better than all the people that I'm complaining about, right? So for me, I'm going to keep my expectations low, but I'm going to work the hardest to make sure that we get the most result from this effort. And for me, yes, there are a lot of negative things to think about in the Nigerian context, but there's no shortage of people talking about negative things about Nigeria. So on this project, I've just decided I'm just going to focus on the positive aspects of the country. And I'm going to focus on when you look at the response from the video, 90% of it has been overwhelmingly positive. There's been prayers, love, support, just words of encouragement. There are the few naysayers that say, "Oh, don't go there. It's going to be terrible. You're going to run back. Your life is going to be horrible," and things of that nature. But I just laugh at it because, for the most part, they are probably speaking from their experiences, and they have a right to their opinions, and they're probably projecting a little bit. But that's okay. But for the most part, I'm going to lean into the positivity. I'm going to work with those people that are willing to collaborate, and for those people that don't want to, I would probably stay away from them. For the most part, I will give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and that's one of the few things that my parents also taught me, is that just treat people with respect. Always stay grounded and stay humble, no matter what station you're able to achieve in life, and always just realize that it takes a team to get these things done. Always work together with people, including people above and to the least in the society. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work across the society and come up with solutions, not just for people who can afford the services that we bring in, but also for folks who may not be able to afford it. We're looking at some creative ways of creating solutions for those folks too. But one thing that's important is, with this project, we definitely need to set up the practice in a way that is sustainable. If it's not sustainable, then it's not going to last. So we have to do that, but also we have to start figuring out ways to solve for the vast majority of people that may not be able to afford what we do. So, and that's another thing that my parents instilled in me, because they taught me to not just think of the economics of things, but to truly think of the overall impact to humanity. So I'm thankful to them for that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So you kind of mentioned something about the next question, which was sustainability. So we have 5 minutes. And what I also wanted to ask you, So you're taking on 2 doctors to train every year.
Yeah.
And you shared with me that you already have your 2 that's going to
Yeah,
start.
one is certain. The other one we're
Then
still
one you
evaluating.
still have
Yeah,
to convince.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
so
we're
I'm
still evaluating. I think
okay.
they're
Still
convinced of
okay.
it. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so that leads me into the next question. How do
Yeah.
you make that selection? Do you reach out to the various training programs at the teaching hospitals and say, give me your best students. Give me who's
That's a great.
the creme de la creme. Give us your
That's it.
best and brightest. How do you recruit
Yeah,
those doctors to be
that's it.
trained by you?
That's
So
great.
sustainability also. How will you
Uh,
sustain this?
yeah, I think ultimately that's it. That's what we're going to do. We're probably going to reach out to the orthopedic surgery training programs and have them send their some of their best people to us. But in the meantime, one of the people that we've selected so far is just somebody who's expressed a lot of interest and has shown through their action that they are willing to, shed a lot of the things that they've learned and learn and come back into some form of training to learn new techniques and learn some of the things that I will be introducing. And they've been an acquaintance or a LinkedIn follower for some time, and we've really gotten to speak over time, and so they're coming out of their practice to join the fellowship. The other person is just coming. The other person we're considering is just coming out of training, and we are checking their references right now to make sure that they are going to be a good fit for the fellowship. However, um, um, whoever is going to do this also has to have some interest in arthroplasty. Not everybody has the interest to do joint replacements. Some people just want to do trauma or do other subspecialties of orthopedic surgery. So there's got to be a mutual, I guess, interest in orthoplastic surgeries and joint replacement surgeries in general.
Absolutely amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to say to those listening, if you want to be part of this program, the link to the GoFundMe, I tell you, just a little contribution will add value. Your little contribution will add value. So I encourage you to be part of this program to plant a seed into Dr. Oni's Orthopedic Fellowship Program. It's going to be happening in Nigeria. Plant a little seed to help this project thrive. It's going to be amazing because you're going to increase the value of medicine in Nigeria. You're going to add value, and people don't have to go abroad for their knee or hip replacement. So I've certainly enjoyed the time that you've spent explaining your program. I really appreciate this time. And I want to wish you all the very best in this program. I pray that it is successful. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I say amen to your prayers, and
Yes.
certainly look forward to collaborating with anyone and everyone who wants to be part of this. Please, if you want to partner with us, check out the GoFundMe and donate. And certainly, I look forward to meeting all the colleagues on ground, both within orthopedic surgery and outside. But I do think hopefully this is the beginning of a movement where a lot of us will be transitioning to doing more and more of this work, because the Nigerian patient deserves it. And we are the ones, meaning when I say we, I'm talking about Nigerians in general, both diasporans and the incredible colleagues we have on ground. We working together is going to be the solution to leapfrogging all of our challenges, both in healthcare and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Dr. Onoa. Thank you
Thank you.
for sharing your platform with me.
Thank you.